So I wanted to quickly go over my eval trade from today. I haven't been on evals in quite a while at this point, so I feel like it's important to understand the difference between trading evals versus trading an actual express funded account. So when I am looking at taking a trade for evals, my goal is not to sit on the evaluation process for months at a time. I'm just simply looking with Top Step, they have a consistency rule. So if you buy the 50K accounts, you need to have a profit target of 3K. So you have to get the account to $53,000. So what I'm trying to do with that 50% consistency rule, you can only make $1,500 per day. So all I'm looking for is literally just 2 days, bang, bang, $1,500 on both days and be done with it. I'm not trying to risk a few $100s and make 500 6 times. Like I don't I want to get them done as quickly as humanly possible. So today, I started completely fresh set of Top Step accounts. I actually just passed my Alpha Futures accounts the other day, so those are ready to go, completely fresh. I actually upped my size, so I was originally trading 50K accounts with alphas. I got a few payouts off of there, and I was like, you know what? I want to move to the 100Ks. Did a zero hero trade, and that obviously blew it. But now we've already passed the eval. We're on 100K accounts, so I'm pretty hyped on sizing up. But on Top Step today, because this was the first trade, so my account was at 50K, going into the day, I'm looking at it. We opened, where's the market open? Like right around here. And at this point, I'm like almost rock solid. We're going to go to all-time highs. So all I'm looking for at market open is just some form of pullback and then continue the move to all-time highs. Now, instead, what we did is I'm going to go to the 1 minute. We came up, market opens literally right here, okay? So we came up kind of towards all-time highs a little bit, but there was no confirmation to go higher at that point. And then we just dumped, okay? So at this point, I'm like, all right, we obviously do not want to go target all-time highs because more than likely when we open that close to all-time highs, like we're probably going to hit it pretty much immediately. Like I told my Discord, I was like, I'm expecting a quick move to all-time highs. I will slap longs if we get that. We didn't end up getting that. So I'm going to sit back, I'm going to reanalyze, I'm going to look at things. Now, what I did see is when we started dumping, I noticed on the 1 hour time frame, we had a 1 hour gap right here that had yet to been tapped. So now that's going to be my draw on liquidity looking lower. So even though my overall bias is still I want to see us push higher towards all-time highs, there is still a chance that we target a fair value gap first in order to create that push to all-time highs. So the only logical place for me to target would be this 1 hour fair value gap right here. So then I go down to the 1 minute time frame and I am looking for any type of retracement up into this big downwards move right here. Now, usually, if I'm on an express funded account, I'm looking for either a large 1 minute fair value gap to open or a 5 minute fair value gap for price to retrace into and continue lower. Now, for this is kind of the difference between evaluations and actual express funded account trades. Notice I don't have a fair value gap marked out right here. Now, there was one. It's this small 1 minute right here, but that had nothing to do with the reason behind my trade. On evals, all I am looking for is a draw on liquidity that is somewhat strong. It doesn't have to be crazy. I'm looking for a draw on liquidity, and I'm just looking for momentum towards that direction. And as soon as we get a little retrace and a reaction, I'm slapping it like 100% of the time. That is how I trade evals, and my success rate doing that is high. Now, I don't even set a stop loss. Like the way Top Step works, like I said, there's that 50% consistency rule where you can only make 1,500, but if you lose 2K, you just blow the account. So the trade I took, it was negative risk to reward ratio. Okay, you can see this is the trade I took right here. So we had this big move down at this point. I know we're probably not going to go all-time highs till we hit this gap, so I'm targeting this gap. I see a retrace up here. I literally did not care about this fair value gap at all. And then as soon as we get this strong reject right here out of this area, I entered in shorts. My account, I didn't set a stop, but coincidentally, it probably would have gotten blown around this internal high, which is where I'd set my stop on a live account anyway, so that's pretty cool. But as soon as we get this move down, I slap shorts, and I originally only entered with 2 contracts, but once I saw like these 2 candles right here form and we went back to my break even point, I was pretty rock solid on the fact that we were going to go target this 1 hour gap. So when I added a contract, all I needed was to get out here, and that was my $1,500 on the day. So super, trading on evals is super, super basic. Like you don't, if we, let's say we zoom out to a 1 hour time frame, and let's say the chart looks like this, I don't want to be trading evals in this area right here. Like this is straight barcoding. But if we open up for the day and price looks like this, I'm just going to look to follow the direction of price. You know what I mean? But today we opened up, and my bias, I told everyone it was bullish. But if we start dumping like that off open, I'm going to follow the trend. I'm going to follow the dump. I have a draw on liquidity to target. I waited for a retrace. I saw a reaction. Then I slapped it. Like that's really all it is. You don't have to overcomplicate it. And when you're on an evaluation, it's fake money. It's all simulated money. There's no reason to sit on that for months at a time. And I did that too. Like when I was first introduced to futures and the prop firm space, all this shit, I would sit on these prop firms for literally weeks and sometimes even months at a time. And I just end up blowing because I'd crash out one day and be like, dude, this isn't even real money. I've been on this for so long, like I'm just over it. And then it would just go bad anyways. So you might as well just try to pass them in a couple trades. And this is why it's so important. Dude, if you cannot afford to blow a couple evals before passing them, you need a job. Like, some of you are going to hate to hear that, but you need a job. You need to have some sort of income coming in or a good cushion of saved money. Like, I'm willing, keep in mind, this is 5 accounts all linked together. So each time I buy an evaluation, it's $50 per account, which is $250 in total. I'm willing to blow 3 sets of accounts, which is in total $750 before I actually like take a step back and take it more seriously. I'm willing to blow through 3 sets. I don't give a shit because in the past, that's how it's worked. I've sized heavy and it's paid off from doing that. Like all you have to hit is 2 negative risk to reward trades. That's all it is. Negative. You don't even have to hit some crazy 1 to 3 or whatever. Now, on my alpha futures, the trade that I took, because on the 100K accounts, you do have to be a little bit more, the risk reward isn't as good on the alpha futures because you have a $2,000 drawdown, but your profit target is 6K. But the cool thing with alpha futures, there's no consistency rule. I can make that 6K in one day and pass the whole account. So I would never do this on an express funded account, but I think it was, I don't remember if it was Thursday or I think it was on the 2nd. I wish there was like a replay option or something, but yeah. So what I did, yeah, it was right here. I saw that this was all-time high right here, okay? This was all-time high. And I saw Asia session opens at 8 o'clock. I never, ever, ever trade Asia. I don't do that. But I have a new set of accounts. I'm looking at the chart. We are just completely running through this fair value gap right here. It's a slow movement up. And at this point, with how bullish the market has been, I'm expecting us to go back to all-time highs. So I took that Alpha Futures account, and as soon as Asia opened, I slapped longs. I took off the whole position like right about here. And so at that point, I was up 3K. So now I have a 3K buffer on the account, and all I need to do is take one more trade for $3,000 to pass the full account. And so what do? I wait for another retrace. We retraced into this 15-minute gap right here. And as soon as we popped out of it, I slapped longs again. And that is how I passed the Alpha Futures accounts. Literally trading Asia session. Like Evals, you do not have to take them that seriously. Now, if you have $100 left in your bank account, then I can understand how you might stress out a little bit because that's your only shot. That's why you need a job if you want to take trading seriously. You just do. You need some sort of stream of income because if you are on your last $100, $200, whatever it is, you're going to be tripping balls over every single trade, and then you're not going to trade properly. Like, the key to passing evaluations is having enough money to buy more accounts so you don't stress about it. So, yeah, I mean, I think I went over the trade today pretty well. It was super simple. Like I said, the only reason I got out earlier than this 1 hour gap tap is because that's all I needed. Like, all you have to do is set your take profit. I set it at like 15.20 just because it like when you start the trade, it takes a little bit away at first. Just I don't want to take the trade and be up 14.90 because then I need an extra $10. It's just stupid. But Top Step also, like, I know you see up here 15.11 was my profit. They're not gonna fuck you over for making an extra $11. I think they put like on $100 buffer in there or something like that. So don't worry if you go a few dollars over. It really doesn't matter. But yeah, even if you did hold this trade to this 1 hour gap, it would have hit. This is probably not something I would have taken on XFAs, but if we're just trying to pass the account, then this is totally valid. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys.